Let's talk about this idea of leading with compliance and leading with conviction. So many times we feel as leaders that it's about compliance, it's about meeting the numbers, it's about following the rules, it's about being a good corporate citizen, it's about fitting a mold that somebody else designed for us, rather than leading with conviction to something that's bigger, a higher purpose, and having the courage to break the rules, to break the mold. But it took me a long time to get there. What do you think?
Oh yeah. When I just remember, it's because I think we learn to comply a lot when we are kids, and well, I don't know. It's just all kind of starts at the same time, isn't it? The factories, when factories started, and at the same time schools started, and so it all kind of comes in the same basket, isn't it? And it worked. I mean, it worked for a while, but now it doesn't work anymore. But because we've learned that it should be compliance, I think it takes a bit of a time for us to get comfortable with conviction, and to get comfortable getting out of our comfort zone of what we know, and step up.
Yeah. And it goes back, I think, to this fear of judgment too, right? Is this need to be liked by our peers and by our boss, because let's face it, the boss controls the paycheck at the end of the day, and we don't want to push too hard because we don't want to risk that. But this idea of fear of judgment, I learned over decades to fit this mold and assimilate into this corporate mold. And I worked so hard to fit in, I didn't want to be so far out there that I would risk this judgment, right? That I didn't fit in anymore. And that's it's such a difficult position to be in. And I learned that when I truly embraced my own authenticity, to actually lead with conviction, what I believe to be right, not what somebody else said, how freeing and empowering and wonderful that was. But again, it took me a long time to get there.
Yeah, it's you can't, once you get there, it's really difficult to imagine going back, and it's probably impossible. And the other thing is that that freedom that comes from it, the freedom to actually say what you think, and the power. I think that somebody said the word recently that I've heard, it's empowerment. And the other thing that comes to mind is, I don't know if you know the poem from Marianne Williams, and it talks about being yourself and the fear of being great. And I don't have it now here with me, but there is one line where she says, once you have that freedom to be yourself, then you can share it with others. And I think this is the thing that comes with leadership. You cannot give your people what you don't have. You cannot allow them or give them the sense of security. You're not giving them security. It's not something to give, but the sense, the feeling of feeling secure, if you don't feel it yourself. You can't give them freedom to do their best work if you don't do that yourself. So that's another part of it.
That's a great one for our next conversation.